Ladies and gentlemen, honorable educators, members of the House, and our fellow debaters that I respected. Today's motion is debating as a middle-class parents, this House would support the child choices to prioritize formal education in favor to pursuing digital creative skills. And ladies and gentlemen, as the first speaker of the negative team, I would like to oppose to this motion. Why? I have three main points that support my argument that I don't agree to this motion. So first, creative industry is a fast-moving industry. Second, my child still need a formal education. And third, I still can support their passion without prioritizing formal education. But before we get into our argument, let's define today's motion. Ladies and gentlemen, what's the meaning of child itself? Child means that an individual under 18. So even they are in their teenager era, but if they're not legal yet, if they're not 18 yet, it's still considered as a child. Then deprioritizing means that we prioritize other things other than formal education and not prioritizing the formal education itself. And then what is the formal education mean? Formal education means a structured education that is dedicated, such as secondary and high schools. Ladies and gentlemen, why I don't agree with today's motion is because first, creative industry moves fast. Content often changes following the netizens' wants. Creative industry also cannot guarantee a long-term career that is stable enough for my kids' future. While creative industry grows fast and massive with so much of opportunity, as a parent with mid-income, I want my kid to be more successful than me, and I want them to have a better and comfortable life. And the things that I can support them is an education, right? While my child is still growing, I will give them a safe option that can actually bring them to success. I know that knowing what they want to do is great, but the basic skills such as socialization is also important. Not just is required in Undang-Undang Dasar Article 31 number 1 in Indonesia that says every citizen must follow formal education. As a parent, I also want to make sure whether their decision today is really what they want to do for 8, 10 years or maybe the rest of their life. Choosing path for life is a crucial moment both for me and my child. I will support their passion, but as a parent, I also want to make sure they receive an appropriate education. The proposition said that formal school give more pressures and lesser time to pursue what they really want. But I'm 100% sure that all things that they learn from school will support their needs and widen their knowledge to be a great content creator or any digital creative pursuer. Formal school also has several options, such as vocational school or extracurricular that can provide for gaining their skills in digital creativity. Formal school have organizations that can increase their skill in public speaking, teamwork, and being visionary. So there's no loss to actually join the formal school. As the middle-income parent, I also want to give my child the best education and support I can provide, that is the formal education itself. So I shouldn't have to pay the expensive courses when my child can also gain their education or their skills in the formal school. My child also needs a proper education such as formal school. It can increase their potential and chances to get university. My child, they can pursue their dream to be a content creator as a student too. I will support them to choose what major they like and what kind of learning that they enjoy. Formal school also contains non-academically subjects. My kid should go into formal school to actually know how competent they is compared to the kid the same age as them. Formal school also gain much more than just an academic achievement. It can develop soft skill, gain his experiences, and learn many things that is important. Formal school isn't just about math or history. It's about how they adapt, how can they build their characters to socialize with the same age as them, and give them more spaces to know what they really want to do in the future. So in this kind of age, they should know what they want to do, but they're still in the growing era. So as a parent, I need to lead them to the right way, right? And digital creativity industry is promising if you are an expert. Even my child is gifted with such a talent doesn't mean he can deprioritize formal school or education. Proposition argument that said digital creative have a wide jobs fields for kids is an assumption. How can a kid kid can compete to an expert when they still need to learn basic things? How can they compete without a proper education? The industry nowadays has a narrower job fields, and that's why I need my child to achieve higher level of education. Their passion can still be maximized without deprioritizing school or formal education. They can achieve it by extra courses or by joining extracurricular in school. They can still focus on their education and passion. For example, an athlete that's still going to school even though they have practices, child artists that still accomplish their education formally even they're busy with shooting schedules and etc. I don't see the urge to actually deprioritizing school to something that is not guaranteed yet. With education, my kid also will have a better chances to create relation, to live their life as a teenager without the urge to work as fast as they can and give them spaces. Now, if they stop prioritizing school and 10 years from now they want to switch their career, it will be almost impossible because they don't have a proper educations, right? Now, if we look into this reality, many influencers took their education into more serious level. It shows that their education is really that important. Me myself as a middle class parents, I will do a deep consideration to my child's future. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, as the proposition, as the negative team, I would like to oppose to this motion, and I'm proud to be the opposition. Thank you. 1 minute.